Hey, what's good, guys? This is Order of Opinion. I'm your host, Anthony. This is my co-host, Tim.
What's up, guys?
So if you're fucking tuning in, we're continuing our podcast series, ranking and breaking down every movie in the Star Wars universe. The SW fucking U. If you check out our previous episodes, this is our 26th episode. Check out our previous episodes, 24 and 25. 24 is Rogue One, the new release. So check that out.
Which was a good movie.
Which is an actually good movie. And we're going to be going from my list on all these episodes because I am the host. And Tim, the irrelevant co-host, will also be giving his scores and his ranks. And, we're ranking all the movies and we're giving each movie a score out of 10. So... Olympic style, too. We have fucking decimals. So if you see some 7.3, 7.4s going around, you know why. Because it's better than a 7, but it's not a fucking 8.
Yeah, it's really not that confusing, guys. So if you are confused, this might be the wrong place for you. You should go back to school, I guess.
So like I said, check out episodes 24 and 25. We also did the Marvel Universe episodes 1 through 14, every MCU movie. And we did every Harry Potter movie, including Fantastic Bestiality and What Butthole to Stick Your Dick Inside.
So far, what was the better series?
That was episodes 15 through 23. All Harry Potter movies, all MCU movies.
What do you think?
So check those fucking out.
What was the better series for the movies? Marvel or Harry Potter?
Overall, Harry Potter, I guess, because Marvel had some stinkers.
Harry Potter was consistently
average. MCU just had the hitters. It did. So. You can find all of our episodes on iTunes. Download that shit. Fucking subscribe to our shit. And change your goddamn settings so it just download it automatically. I don't even give a fuck if you listen. Just so it'll goddamn download automatically. Or at least you'll get a notification on our shit because we're not a weekly podcast. We're not a bi-weekly podcast. I don't even want to be associated with something called bi-weekly. So, they're just released as we go. And they're released as we go, so check it out. And if you follow us on Twitter, which is all in the descriptions, you can follow on every fucking description. You can follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, follow us there.
And if you go to Facebook, we'll link you to Twitter. If you go to Twitter, we'll link you to Facebook. And
it's all there, bro.
This cosmic loop.
And you'll find our release schedules on there of all the episodes. We put up our shitty... computer-drawn fucking flyers.
Fucking Mac Pages flyers.
You can tweet us how shitty those are. You can tweet us your opinions on the movies.
We're thinking of just leaving them on telephone poles, too. Little tags you can rip off that have our links on it.
So all the links are in the descriptions listening, so peep that shit, and follow us on Twitter especially. That's the one we're the most active on. We'll try and get active on Facebook. That shit's always been fucking weird to me.
Facebook's just full of fucking fakes and underage kids.
All right, so our previous episode, I gave my number 7 Star Wars movie. We are not including Rogue One. We just gave it a score, and if you look at that in episode 24, you'll know what the score is. But so check out my number 7 movie in the last episode. But my number 6 movie in the SWU Star Wars universe was, don't start sending the anthrax yet, The Phantom Menace. Over Attack of the Clones. That's fucking right. I said it.
I actually have it at number 7 for me. I hated Phantom Menace. It is the worst to me. The shittiest.
I gave it a 4.
I give it a 3.
So, I mean, it's not like that big of a difference, but it's manageable. To me, it's a manageable movie. I can manage watching the movie. I can manage it. Attack of the Clones, there are just parts in that movie where I'd want to walk out. At least with Phantom Menace, every single thing, it might be whack as fuck, but at least it's like so stupid, you're like, all right.
No, I totally agree, but with Phantom Menace, it's like, it's so childish at the same time that I don't
Yeah.
know if I can keep up with it.
It's choppy as fuck.
I mean, and honestly, I gave it 3 points because I think like 1.5 points for like the pod racing scene and 1.5 for Darth Maul. And that was pretty much the only parts I really enjoyed about the
Well, I
entire
mean, I think
movie.
that's everybody.
Yeah.
And
But
the
some
fact
people
that
like
Jar Jar
Qui-Gon.
Binks is some Jamaican, Filipino, Cambodian, Taiwanese person,
Well, if-
woman. He's not any gender. He's not any race. He's just some weird islander. And
Just
that's what
some-
everybody knows.
And yeah, and he's like, I guess he's smart or he's just incredibly lucky. One of the two.
Misa smoked the gungun weed.
And
It's going straight in the water.
I think why people really liked it because it's actually Taken 4, and this time they took a planet from Liam Neeson. He had to go get it back.
I don't get it.
Because they took Naboo.
Yeah, we'll talk about those Asians. Because they are Asians.
Oh,
There's
dude.
no fucking way that they aren't.
This is the biggest, clearest example of any like type of, because this hits all the races that I'm assuming George Lucas doesn't like.
Yeah.
Because you got some, I mean, Watto, I guess he's like, I mean, it's stereotypically Jew.
Yeah. Well, he's some dirty Middle Eastern merchant.
Yeah,
That's all he is.
But like, it's like out of Aladdin, bro.
He couldn't lose a slave or else I'd lose everything.
Right? He's like, and seriously, he. But at the same time, they didn't make him.
What do you think? I'm gonna fall for these Jedi tricks?
They didn't make him.
I'm the only one with a T14 hyperdrive. I'll tell you that.
Right? And then
With
later
his crusty
on,
ass fucking 2 teeth that are like falling out of his mouth as he talks. And Anakin's like, I'm not a slave. I'm a boy, and my name's Anakin, and I have a fucking bowl cut. All right? I'm not a fucking slave.
he's like, Annie, get back here. Let me rape you. But he doesn't, because they show him to be a nice slave owner.
Yeah.
Which
I
I-
sort of like his fit too. Like that
His
fitted.
little fucking vest
Yeah.
that he's flying around
His
in.
vest that like has these like attachments to his
That's
leg
right,
and shit.
that's right. No, he's sick.
And
then,
he just has this chance cube on deck in case he wants to bet people and get over on them.
Well,
right?
because dice are popular over there on Tatooine.
Yeah, but they're so stupid they can't even use numbers or like linear
No, just red, blue.
red or blue. And you don't know which side has more color.
Yeah, it doesn't. No explanation there. You assume that there's 3 of each because it looks
Because
like.
why is he carrying that around?
It looks
He's
worn,
carrying it
too.
around to get over. Like,
Well, it's probably weighted.
yeah.
And this is what I didn't get is like he knew not to jump too far ahead. He knew
yeah.
that he was trying to use Jedi mind tricks, but he didn't assume he wasn't going to use the Force to move it.
Especially when you see Qui-Gon waving his fucking hand.
Yeah, just
Like as if Watto can, because they show that Watto's he's a dirty fucking merchant. You know, that's all he is.
Yeah, but he
he's not
seems-
like a complete idiot.
no, he seems pretty smart
I mean, he does involve himself in the slave trade.
and gambling, I guess.
Also, slaves are fucked up in Star Wars. If anyone in through colonial times had any kind of machinery that Star Wars did, would they do the same thing that happens to the Star Wars slaves?
Where they blow them up if they run away. That
They
is
keep this tracker. Because you don't need to do shit at that point.
It's the
You don't
ultimate
need
fear.
to beat them
Yeah.
or nothing.
You just
Because
blow 'em
Watto
up.
wasn't trying to do that. Watto's just like, look, hey, man, if you go, boom, you're
like,
done.
I need the woman. I don't have one. What was up with his mom's accent? What the fuck was that?
I don't know.
That was some. That looked.
What was up with Jabba the Hutt looking like a CGI fucking Action Bronson if he was an alien?
with
like, what
fucking Honey Boo Boo's mom on the side? Like, what the fuck was up with that shit? Like, did he
That's
have a
the-
lady? Was that his lady?
Some of the CGI was terrible, and in really light areas, some of the CGI looked really good.
like
So it was
Tatooine made most of the CGI look
Yeah.
good. But
Tatooine, yeah.
That's it.
Except for Jabba the Hutt.
And I guess Naboo, because you have to consider like most of the flyover, like the scenery of Naboo was cool CGI, but
Yeah.
everything that happened on Naboo was terrible CGI.
Well, then you just see the sand people who are fucking, like you were saying, they're street gangsters.
Yeah, they're
It's,
just
you even hear a black guy in this movie say gangsters, and he said it like he's in fucking like a 70s gangster movie. He's like, I don't know, the black captain or whatever. I was
Oh,
hoping
that's
to know.
right.
No, Qui-Gon was like, you know, we need to stop. First off, Qui-Gon.
what
The
an
perfect
asshole.
Jedi.
The
An
perfect
asshole, but a perfect Jedi. Perfect Jedi voice, right?
Yeah.
Every time that motherfucker spoke, I was calm for some reason. He made me as a viewer calm. And then he's talking to the black guy, and he's like, yeah, man, we got to conveniently for this plot, our ship is broken, so we got to go to Tatooine and fix this shit. And then the black guy's like, come on, man, they gangsters. They gangsters.
It's true, though. They were gangsters, especially
But
the
the way
same
he
people.
said it was hilarious. He said it like he was in the 70s and they were selling heroin with Frank Lucas. He's like,
Hey,
they gangsters.
Son, gangsters. But no, the same people were thugs. They were like corner store thugs, just sitting there shooting at people driving by.
They need to show more of the Tusken Raiders because that shit was hilarious.
Apparently, this is what I don't get. How many tribes of fucking Tusken Raiders are there?
Well, how many different form of like Middle Eastern Asian counterparts can you have?
And why? Okay, so is what George Lucas saying is that white people good? Anything from that part of the world, just fuck them.
Or they're trying to find a way out of it.
Yeah.
Because white people are the slaves.
Apparently,
for the Turkish.
What is
for
going
the Turkish
on?
Middle Eastern people.
What is he?
Whatever Watto is.
Is George Lucas some sort of weird?
I have half working beepers for you. I'll trade you for the slave again. The boy. I lost everything.
You see this Cuban link?
Apparently, so yeah, Watto's the only one on a planet with a T-14 hyperdrive.
Which, I mean, what are the odds? Okay, like, with as many fucking ships as they have in Star Wars land, what are the odds?
The chrome dildos. Can't forget those.
The one time you see a chromed out ship, what are the odds he has the hyperdrive for it?
Is he's the only dirty merchant that has one.
Is he
It's him or Jabba.
Did he, like, call his cousin up real quick and, like, ask him? He's like, hey, man.
Why didn't Watto and Jabba the Hutt speak together? That'd have been the greatest scene ever.
And what is it, Huttese? He has his own language?
Huttonese.
Huttonese?
Huttonese.
He has his own language. Was that?
Okay, and first off, that shit was not Huttonese. That one point in the pod race, and you guys can look it up, the dude says que paso 5 times. He's like, que paso, que paso, que paso. He says that shit.
He calls him a slime ball.
He calls
Slime-o.
him And Sebulba is definitely fucking Middle Eastern.
He's like, you be in deep doo-doo.
If you weren't a slave, I'd kill you.
He might be the Brazilian guy's cousin.
Yeah. And he looked like an aborted fetus.
He did. His arms were longer than his legs. He was walking on his hands.
He looked like an embryo in a mason jar for about 10 years.
What I didn't get is, was he wearing shoes but no shoes on his hands, even though he walks on his hands? Because that'd have been weird.
I don't know.
He looked like an asshole. He was an asshole.
Well, yeah, let's just talk about all that shit, right? All that shit.
Everyone's an asshole.
What was right? What did they do right? I personally think the movie from the first act to the second act, I actually thought it was pretty solid. Minus Jar Jar. Minus anything with Jar Jar and his half Filipino, half Jamaican.
I wasn't a huge fan of Padme, though. Or Queen Amidala.
But in comparison to Attack of the Clones.
Like this.
That's Keira Knightley, too, by the way. A lot of people don't know that shit. That Keira Knightley was also the double. And they sometimes switched her in and out, which didn't really make sense, considering the fact that your whole point of doing that was to save her. So why would you sometimes have her be Queen Amidala?
Well, that's why they have, like, all the makeup and stuff, I'm guessing. But
she was that sometimes.
No, that's what I'm saying.
But it was to protect her. So how are you protecting her when half the fucking time you have her literally a walking target? She's a walking fucking target.
I know. You act like they act like that's going to stop her, but every time we see someone, like, almost get assassinated in Star Wars, it's from fucking explosions. So it's not like she's that far behind you. She's going to die, too.
Right.
So it's like, I guess she almost does die in the second movie when they blow up the fucking ship. Like, if that had just been a little bit bigger, her ship would have been blown up, too.
Well, and she's also pretty reckless. She always wants to be involved in the action for some reason. Well, as if she's not more valuable as a thinker, right?
Yeah, so, I don't get that. Well, one, she assumes she's valuable because...
Yeah. Maybe the black guy's just sort of like, man, I'm getting tired of this bitch. Like, every fucking time she wants to roll along, I tell her to fucking stand back. Everyone's going to blame me when she fucking dies. Of course, blame the black guy.
But the other queen doesn't have a body double. Just her. She's the only one that's selfish enough to risk someone else's life.
Yeah.
Like, bitch...
And she's actually risked their lives because they've died.
Yeah, it's like, bitch, who do you think you are? Like, you're an elected official. You're not even a real fucking queen, you dummy.
Yeah, you're not the chancellor or nothing.
Right? Like, so
and apparently you have no respect for the chancellor because you get fucking finger fucked and manipulated by Palpatine. And you're just going to up the chancellor who was apparently high as fuck.
Yeah.
He was hammered.
The
chancellor was permanently hammered.
I will be the chancellor.
Well, because obviously Palpatine was probably mind controlling his bitch ass.
Oh, the original chancellor.
Yes.
Yeah, he looked fucking loaded.
And she didn't give a fuck about him, even though she been said that he was on their side. she got him up and lifted. And that's the thing I did want to speak about in the movie is I know a lot of people hate that it's just a bunch of political butt fucking, but to me, that's more interesting than Anakin and Padme's love story.
And,
so
yeah, I would agree.
I'd rather see that. I mean, to me, it was sort of interesting.
I would totally agree.
You got these Japanese people that are trying to fucking block trade so you can't get their Sony TVs anymore.
It was the story of World War II.
Except for those guys, the Viceroy are too selfish to fucking sacrifice themselves.
Dude, and what was up with those people? They had to make one of them so specifically Asian, they gave him mechanical implants that made his eyes...
It's gonna the ventilator shaft!
Yeah, they made his eyes
He had like
narrow.
some auto-tune too. They were auto-tuning his Japanese fucking accent.
So they made him breathe water, an actual fish person, what it looks like, and narrow metal eyes.
Like, he didn't have eyes.
Come on, George Lucas. Like, dude, you're not getting away with that, but he did.
And then the Viceroy are fish. They are fish heads.
And everybody...
They're fish. I'm surprised they didn't have a zipper on their forehead either. I'm surprised Clint Eastwood wasn't in this fucking movie talking mad shit.
Right? Well, it seems like Clint Eastwood from that movie and George Lucas get along. Because they're both racist cunts. George Lucas, you know what?
George Lucas bothers me too, because every time you see him, his fucking like chin, and I don't know if he has like a disease. So if there is, so
no, he's just fat and old.
So he has like his chin gets like more pelican looking every day, like because of his double chin.
That's his curse.
But he somehow, if you guys look up a picture of him, he somehow like has the most fitted beard on his chin though.
Right?
It's completely
it's like
lined
perfectly lined up to give it that double chin effect. Like it's lined up on the double chin. It's sort of raw actually. But no, you know what I'm thinking is that because he was so racist, he got cursed to eventually become Jabba the Hutt.
That rapes Indiana Jones.
Oh God, I mean,
we'll get to that.
Yeah,
look out for those in the future. But
if you can sit through a fifth one.
And so yeah, they're fucking fish heads, bro.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm trying to figure out who the Gungans are because Jar Jar is he's some islander. The leader is a fat Filipino man.
And that one dude's like Mongolian. Yeah.
He's Mongolian. He's a boomer, Jar Jar. And it's and like you said, then you got in Attack of the Clones just a bunch of Polynesians.
Yeah.
So where does this shit stop?
It doesn't, because George Lucas apparently is racist.
Okay, then why did Force Awakens not feel racist at all?
Because
there's a black guy in it. He was a main character.
George Lucas had no control over that movie. They didn't need to make it racist.
Yeah.
Disney was like, okay, they sort of did make it racist. Like, we're going to have a black character and we're going to make him a cool black dude.
Yeah.
And he was.
I think sort of the problem I had with the movie, though, is other than the Darth Maul fight, and just... you could tell to me how much time was spent on each scene. Like, you could tell the pod racing scene, that motherfucker took his time with that shit. It was perfectly detailed. The shots were perfect. You know, like you were telling me when we were watching it, some of the times he didn't even have music. So it just made it feel realistic. And then when the music did come in, it was like an important time when Anakin's fucking like, oh, I'm just going to push buttons. That's what I do. I just push buttons.
They had to add the music to make pushing buttons seem intense.
And it kind of did.
It did.
And you have to, like, regardless of the fact, you have to give the pod racing scene credit. It was fun. Like, you could say it had nothing to do with the plot, which it really didn't, except for the fact that they're showing how raw Anakin is.
Sort of to set up his Jedi-ness, I guess.
Well, because he did some super Jedi shit in the race. And they said that he's the only one on the fucking, at least Tatooine's grimy-ass planet, to pod race. So you have to give that credit. The Darth Maul, Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan fight is the best lightsaber fight in Star Wars.
It would have been a lot better if they didn't separate it, though. Because it's like, it goes across like 5 different scenes. If it were just like 2... like,
I didn't mind that.
I think it would
have to... I mean, you got to remember that this movie's trying to stay within like 2 hours, 10 minutes.
True, but just combine them a little or add more fighting. Cause
or just get rid of the Gungan shit, which looked terrible.
Or like shorten that by a lot. Yeah, they gave Jar Jar a whole fucking like
and that's the minute-long with the movie. Scene. Yeah, just to show that he's a Sith. That's what I think he is.
Yeah, where he takes down a tank, he drops some big boomas.
Jar Jar's a Sith.
Jar Jar.
There's too much lucky shit that he gets and like shows off his potential skills, whatever they are.
Of being retarded?
Yeah, he is retarded.
He is retarded.
And like I said, I don't know what he is because when he gets scared, he becomes a Filipino woman. He's like, oh no, oh! That's what he.
Right? He's like, I can't look.
And then like every time he speaks to Qui-Gon, you could tell Qui-Gon's like, dude, are you kidding me? You put this fucking thing next to my acting prowess. And Ewan McGregor's like, yeah, it's my first big film. I'm just gonna get high and do it.
Well, apparently Qui-Gon's like, you owe me a life debt because we saved you from a droid thing, so you're my slave now. Because that's how Jedis roll. Even though it's sort of their job to keep the peace, he's just going to force this dude to be his slave.
Well, he didn't force him to. He said that to him to get him out of trouble. Because apparently, Jar Jar, like I said, playing to my theme of being a Sith, he said he did some clumsy shit, stepped in some semen or some shit, slipped around and fucked everything up.
That's right.
So,
he was at the sperm bank fucking being a pervert.
The Gungan sperm bank.
The Gungan
where they mix all the Filipino and Jamaican sperm together.
You no think you're better than Gungans? Misa like that.
He's just smacking lumpia.
Dipping in the sweet and sour sauce.
Yeah, it was just all that. All the Gungan shit was terrible. And even the CGI for it was terrible.
Oh, God.
It was just garbage.
Which is weird. The King Gungan actually wasn't that bad, but all the regular Gungans sucked.
They just were terrible.
They couldn't even get their feet
right on the ground. You could tell he didn't want
to
take his time with each one. He was like, I'm just going to make 40 generic ones that look exactly alike. And I'm just going to put it on my fucking PC CD-ROM.
Dude, that's what it looked like when they were all standing there cheering, the Gungans.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah! And it looked like some art student made it in like 30 minutes.
And at the end, they're playing like some jungle music. With heavy drums and congos.
And they give them a giant semen ball. They're like, y'all will appreciate this,
What's up with those electric balls, bro? Like, I can get those at Hot Topic. They're nothing like special, bro.
Well, no, the Gungans had like liquid electricity, I guess. And then they give them, the static electricity ball, which is like, is that some weird, like, white person thinking they're better than the Native Americans? Like, here's a bead, you idiot.
Yeah.
Fucking, you'll appreciate this. Now go back to the fucking water where you belong.
Maybe they are Native Americans. They're living in their reservation.
They're native Nabooians. So did the humans go and fucking take over?
I didn't think about it like that.
And they just give them a bead.
They're speaking choppy English.
Yeah.
They believe in their land.
They have a sacred
fight
place.
With they're not fighting with guns. Put it that way.
And they control the animals.
Wow.
Yeah, and they get tricked with a bead.
So George Lucas is even more racist.
He thought about
because he makes Native Americans sound stupid somehow.
Yeah. What if Star Wars is the story of our history? Like, because the later three are like the Civil War, essentially.
I don't know. Then Anakin has to get thrown out of all that.
Well, I mean, Anakin's just a character. Like, the Patriot dude didn't exist. It's still a story about the Civil War. Or the Revolutionary War. Because think about it, the Trade Federation's the English. Trying to stop them from drinking that tea.
Or they actually are the Japanese. Which did start by blocking us off.
That's true. Interesting. Who knows? So what does that make Naboo? Well, okay. Well,
America.
So then what does that make?
But yeah, I mean, I guess in your point, it would be, Trade Federation would be the British.
And then, so does that make Tatooine Africa?
One thing I will say is that he does try and make government look shitty. That, and he gets that to the point. That government officials get nothing done.
Not at all.
Absolutely nothing.
Even Queen Amidala is like, dude, I see now the Senate. I see now the Senate is broken. Like I said before that the dude was JFK.
I know I'm fighting Japanese, so I thought maybe I should look like a geisha.
Yeah, whoa, bro, what the fuck?
And so the movie starts with, again, a homoerotic paragraph of
a scroll.
George Lucas's homoerotic novel.
He's like, a long time ago, I sucked my own dick while I was thinking of this movie.
And then we see the Jedis pulling in. You're like, oh shit, Qui-Gon Jinn! And then fucking the Japanese fishmen are like, oh, the ambassadors, these blockades are illegal.
Yeah, it's like,
what's up with them doing that? Like, they would say a word and they'd be like, legal.
Would you like to go?
Because you didn't know I was Asian, I do that.
Would you like to go have a drink?
Queen Amidala.
Please wait here. We will be here momentarily.
We would never do anything without the approval of the Senate. You assume too much.
So the Jedi show up, and Obi-Wan's spewing his bullshit. Like, oh, I have a bad feeling about this. Oh, you guys know this line's gonna fucking be out through the whole series.
But Qui-Gon's always... So Qui-Gon, is he a shitty Jedi? Because he's like, nah, bro, it's cool.
No, I think Qui-Gon is a pure pothead. Qui-Gon is blowing dro
What if
nonstop.
he's just not that strong in the Force, though? Because he always seems to think things are cool.
No, I think he's one of the strongest in the Force.
Qui-Gon?
I think he's a blinded fuck.
Yeah, but he was trained by Dooku.
But what happens, because his head's clouded, because he's doing hella drugs.
So maybe he was on the fence of being a Sith, because he was trained by Dooku.
No, I honestly, that's what I think. I think he's one of those rogue dudes. He's not bad, but he's not completely with the good guys. He kind of disagrees with them also. And I don't think he's a radicalist, whatever you want to call that. I don't think he's a radical.
No, but by all that pot he smokes, you can tell he says radical a lot.
So.
But no, so doesn't Obi-Wan even say, like, dude, you could have been on the council if you didn't fucking fuck up so much.
Yeah,
like,
right?
He says it to him, like, his own master. He's like, dude, you keep fucking up. I shouldn't have to tell you. And he's like, you're a wiser man than I.
Yeah. He does say that. And like I said, every time Liam Neeson talks, I don't give a fuck what anybody say. You do think that's a Jedi. That is like what, out of all of them, especially in this movie, you have CGI Filipino Yoda. You got Samuel Jackson, who's like the worst ever Samuel Jackson.
Yeah, they really restrained him.
You got Ewan McGregor, who gets taken out of it just because he has the rat tail. And so really the only one that's cool, and you got the Conehead who's still fucking talking to Bill Murray, right? All those guys suck. The only one that's legit that you can root for as a Jedi is Qui-Gon until he dies, and then Obi-Wan goes dumb, and they have the best Star Wars lightsaber battle with him and Darth Maul. So that's my point, is like, there was a lot of, like, okay, so you could blame the actors and whatnot, but is it just the actors getting shitty dialogue? Because, like I said, to me, the political shit actually was enticing. I thought the political shit showed Palpatine's a good actor, whoever plays Palpatine.
Yeah, no, he's great.
That's when Padme actually, like, cared to me, was when they were having the political discussion. So, I don't know. I mean, I personally liked all that shit, like them voting out the Chancellor, the Trade Federation invading them, and her having to make a move to, like, save her fucking people. Yeah. And then all in the midst of all that, that's Palpatine's scheme as he's trying to fucking maneuver his way to becoming powerful. I mean, to me, that's a good setup. That's why I hated Attack of the Clones.
No, I think that for this one, you're completely correct. The plot isn't bad. It's the dialogue just ruins it. Because I don't mind a political movie. I don't mind if there's intrigue. Like, this story, the plot of the actual, like, plan that Palpatine has is really cool. But the delivery of just damn near everything in the movie is so fucking shoddy.
And the mix and matching of, like, being a kid's movie and not being a kid's movie, I think, is where also a lot. I think it didn't really have an identity.
Bro, it had a fucking fart joke.
Yeah. And that's why I think he had to shove Jar Jar down our throats, was to make it, for kids. And then when you meet Anakin, then it's super for kids.
Well, I even wrote that in my notes that Jar Jar's just fucking Elmo.
He is Elmo. A racist Elmo.
A racist
racist
Jamaican-ish Elmo.
Racist me Elmo. Yeah, so, the Jedi show up and, the Trade Federation have them waiting. Of course, Jedis being the pretentious pricks they are like, why the fuck are we waiting? We're Jedi. Like, what's going on?
They even say that. And they show that they throw out the fucking Emperor real quick in this series, right? From the get-go, he's within the first scene.
Well, yeah, because they show it and the guy's like, oh, your plan has failed.
They have sent the Jedi.
They have sent the Jedi. We are no match. And fucking the Emperor's like, get this slime ball sushi-eating fuck out of my face, Viceroy, for I murder him with my telepathic powers.
Right? Is he so powerful he can shoot the fucking choke through the screen like Vader does?
And, of course, like, he put his head down in disgrace. And dishonor. He's like, oh, yeah.
The other guy looks at him, he's like, are you sure this is a good plan?
And he tells him to kill them. And that...
So they send
them... So he... what I'm assuming is he convinced the Chancellor to send them to give them the right to be murdered.
Yeah.
Because that's what he said. He's like, the Chancellor shouldn't have sent them. Kill them immediately. And they're like, oh, okay.
Exactly. I'm assuming, yes, just so that they can... It's weird. It's so weird, because if that's really... Everything is set up by the Emperor, then...
Yeah.
Then Jesus, he's a fucking genius.
Well, he is a genius.
I
That's
mean,
what I'm saying.
But like they never say that just being powerful in the Force makes you smarter.
Well, he was with the Chancellor, though.
He was
And
with the
clearly
shit.
the Chancellor was high as fuck.
The Chancellor was a slave. Slave to the Force.
And like I said, at this point, it doesn't look like the CGI fest.
No.
Like Attack of the Clones, it sort of looks sort of natural, and you're like, and then you got they killed the pilot. They came in. It's like, we lost the transmission, sir.
They've gone up the ventilation shaft.
And they go hide in ships. That was a really weird scene because I thought when I was younger, I remember the scene being longer and more droids getting killed. But no, they just literally kill like 3 things. And
Just
run
3
into a
things.
ship.
Well, the Viceroy are sort of cocky with their droids. They're like, he can't beat the droidicas.
Not the droidica.
And then,
which is like
and them firing the droids. Let's get real. It looks kind of gay.
Well, dude, okay.
It looks fruity.
What was up with there? And we see this multiple times where Obi-Wan just sort of spins around to hit one droid.
You could tell they were bored. Like Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan are like, dude, we've been on a blue screen for 70 fucking days.
Yeah, just
like,
do some spins.
I'm just gonna spin around.
Yeah.
All right. And George is like, oh, all right. See, is my beard trim enough yet?
He's like, well, you know,
Can you see the double chin fully?
Do you see the power of my chin? The power of my chin.
And then, Queen Amidala pops up on their fucking screen, which apparently they have, like, intel feed or whatever.
Well,
but they don't have, like, what do you call it? Security cameras.
No.
So.
Of course not.
It's got to be, the technology's got to be convenient,
well,
first off.
It seems
and
weird.
Everything in a ship has to have this small weakness, right? In every Star Wars movie. Everything ever made in Star Wars has to have a small weakness that you can shoot at and it'll explode everything.
Right?
So that's the only way Star Wars can work.
And even this is like, how do they get away? They hide in the ventilation. Like, come on, dude.
In the ventilation shaft.
That's not even like a spot that would be tricky to figure out.
Right?
It's like, oh, he's in the garbage chute. Okay. Fucking, even though the garbage chute's hella common.
And Queen Amidala's like, look, dude, I know we sent Jedis there, so what's good? Where are they at? And he was like, have you failed to come through or whatever? And he's like, I'm not aware of such a failure.
Yeah. Like, there's no
Queen
Jedis
Amidala.
here. There were 2
We
white
will not
dudes.
do anything without the approval of the Senate.
There's a couple white guys here, tourists, asking for teriyaki chicken. I told them I didn't know what the fuck that was. I sent them on their way.
So she figured it out. She's like, all right, dude, I already know what y'all are up to. Some shit's going down. And that weird fucking, then they go to Naboo, and they're having this circle jerk conversation, which every Star Wars thing, it has to sit in a circle jerk position.
God.
Right? And the one, the Weasel, I'm just going to call him Weasel. The
one guy with the fat
He's
bald
like, come
guy?
on, we need to do this. Come on, Queen, yeah.
Yeah.
And
he looks like he's like some fucking like chance. Like
we have no chance against those Japanese. They'll fucking crash their ships into our planet.
They look like they pulled that character straight out of Camelot. Like they were just like, let's think of the fattest, greasiest, like middle-aged dude we can find, and there he is.
He's the host for the fucking those shows, the night shows in L.A.
Ah, that's right.
Yeah, he's a weirdo, and
The fucking
she's basically saying like, no, dude, I'm not gonna fight yet. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not that kind of leader. We need to figure this shit out. Let's go through the Senate, and let's get shit voted on. Because they just murdered some ambassadors of ours. Because that's all Jedi are in the prequels. They're ambassadors. And they're soldiers, essentially.
Well, they're not really
they're
like
the
soldiers.
UN.
They're like, yeah, they're NATO. They just go around fucking like telling people what to do, but not very good job at it.
I think they could have saved Hotel Rwanda.
They probably could have. Can they block bullets or just lasers?
I don't know.
That's a good question.
Super good question. And then then they're trying to figure out where the Jedi are. The Viceroy.
Guess who they run into now is the shittiest. Like, they introduce every shitty thing about this movie.
The movie's good right now. You would say it's a 7 right now.
I mean, off one scene, I guess.
That's not one scene.
The one scene of them getting out of the room and then talking, and then Jar Jar comes, and you're like, oh, fuck me. This is about to be bad.
Now he's a slave, right?
Right?
What is up with the slave shit in this movie?
Yeah, because he
Everyone
saved him. He's like, a
servant or
you're
a
with
slave.
us now. Tell us where your people are.
And that's apparently now they have gods in Star Wars, too.
I guess.
Because the Gungans have gods.
The Gungans are...
So they are Native Americans.
Though they
have
believe
their
in
own
nature.
gods. Or wait, actually, Native Americans didn't believe in gods. They believed that Earth was their god.
So do the Gungans. To a degree, I guess.
They don't specify.
No.
Because he can't. Or else it'll look super racist.
Yeah, and so basically he tells him, like, we gotta talk to Boss Man.
Just Jar Jar Binks. Think about Jar Jar Binks. That's a real Native American sounding kind of name.
Jar Jar Binks. It does.
Like just a repeat word.
How did what I want to get is how did George, like, with Jar Jar Binks specifically? Because everyone else is pretty fucking, like, on the note. Like, Guado sounds like a name that'd, like, be Middle Eastern, I guess.
I think when we saw him, he was eating different colored corn.
Right? He's just walking through the forest, itching his ass, eating corn. No, this fool, like, Jar Jar Binks, somehow he got him to have this completely anonymous fucking accent, though you know it's racist. You just feel it's racist.
Excuse me!
Yeah, you can't tell why it's racist, but you know it is.
Yeah.
And then he has the most anonymous fucking name, because you can't even put a country to that name.
Right?
Jar Jar Binks. It's like the one name that doesn't have a root in anything real, but he's still the most racist character in the whole fucking thing. It doesn't make sense. Should you get an award for that?
I don't know. And then obviously, so, like, what had happened when they met Jar Jar was apparently, like I said, don't know how he's not some form of the Force. He's there when shit's going down, when the tanks are going. Apparently, 7 tanks can't kill Jedi.
No, but they can almost run over a fish dude.
Yeah, and Qui-Gon's kind of like, dude, like, can you get the fuck out of my face?
Right, Qui-Gon doesn't want to fuck with anybody. He's like, dude, you fucking suck. I hate you already. Your voice is annoying as shit. I'll cut your tongue off.
And he's like, they're trying to figure out a place to go, and conveniently, this was just a rape-age of convenience. Like, we got raped with convenience in this scene.
Right?
Them running into Jar Jar, and then him having a city in the water that can keep them away.
Well, the Gungans are just convenient in general, because eventually they have a grand army.
Yeah, oh God. And he takes him to the Gungan city to get away from everything, right?
The swimming scene.
And they have the Jedi snorkels out of nowhere.
And that
they keep in their ass, apparently.
Yeah, well, apparently they have, like, 3 things that they actually own, which are snorkels, lightsabers, and the same outfit.
Well, and they're boy slaves.
And they're boy slaves. And whatever rubber band they use to tie back their shitty hairstyles. But that's
and their robe. Oh, maybe their belt.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Just one outfit. They got one outfit. They got a lightsaber, a snorkel, and rubber bands.
Which is also their cum rag and their toilet paper.
Yeah, exactly. Well, they don't use toilet
paper. Because they can Jedi it away. I don't think they have to shit. Off. I think they force the shit, like, in their body back throughout their intestines to keep reshitting so they don't have to eat. I think Jedis just eat for fun. They don't. I don't think
Jedi. I've never. You never see a Jedi. In this Anakin. No, you don't even really see.
No, Qui-Gon was eating, or was he just sitting around?
No, you see them sipping.
Like, well, they're always sipping.
They got the double cup. Fucking. Oh,
that's what Chancellor was on.
The Chancellor looked like he was fucking lean the fuck out. So did half the fucking Senate.
So they go and meet the Gungan leader.
Which is funny.
He's like, you think you're smarter than me. What was up with this fucking tick that he had, too?
We saw no like the Naboo. Naboo think they so smarty. They think their brains so big.
A smarty, bruh. Smarty.
Right.
Excuse me and smarty.
Bro, they say a lot of things that don't make any sense.
He has to be punished. Punished in his poon.
Poongully.
The CGI was garbage.
Yeah.
And this, like I said, this is when the movie you start realizing, oh my God, this has no chance of being good.
Because at this point you're like, wait, I think the only real thing I've seen in this movie so far was the table they were sitting at the first scene and the cups they used.
And the Viceroy were puppets.
Yeah,
Japanese
that's
puppets.
Right. Which I'm starting to doubt that. It might have just been that bad CGI.
Yeah. So Qui-Gon's like, yo, let me get a fucking transporter, bro. And let me get some weed in there, too.
Yeah, and the dude literally looks at him and he's like,
I'll give you 2 ounces.
Yeah, he's like, I got 2 ounces and here's a dick ship. Oh, and
by the way, it's the slowest fucking ship we have.
And
We're
he
just
laughs
dicks.
at him.
Just because you showed up to our place, we're dicks enough to set you up to die with Jar Jar.
here's a slow ass ship. Good luck, ha ha, boy.
And
That's straight up like if someone saw you like in L.A., like you were a tourist and you were wearing red, and they were like, "Hey man, go down to that street."
and you're right. Like Qui-Gon at this point pulls the slave card. He's like, "Hey, dude, your gods say Jar Jar's my fucking slave now, and I need a fucking tour guide."
And he sits there like, I don't really care. Go, get the fuck out of
Yeah,
here.
he doesn't give a fuck. He's like, "I was gonna smoke those ounces."
I gotta have a blunt.
And like I said, Jar Jar did some shady shit. He did some shady shit.
He did something. Then I don't even know that he really fully explains what he did, but he did some shit.
I can't be shaking my mouth like that. That gave me a headache.
It does like make the inside of my lips itch. How do you get rid of that?
Maybe that's why I had to CGI, because every fucking fat Filipino man he got couldn't do the shake.
Well, they could have gotten that dude we saw at the ice cream shop.
But yeah. So he did some shady shit, and as they're getting away, as they drive away into the Earth's core, that's the only way you can get back to Naboo.
Yeah, they got really deep on that planet, didn't they? What the fuck?
And that's when we see they make two bigger fish jokes.
Yeah.
Like, wow. And then Jar Jar's being a Filipino woman. He's like, "Oh, we's in trouble.
And then they're
I have to sweep the dirt off my floor."
And this is how like ghetto the Gungans are. They gave him a car with like a quarter tank of gas.
Right?
They're like, "Yeah, we got you, man. It ain't gonna make it, but here you go. Put them snorkels back on, you idiot."
And at this point, that's when Viceroy invade Naboo, and they're gonna make her ass sign a treaty of invasion, which is all of Star Wars in the prequels. Treaties. Like, why didn't they just make a treaty to fucking gang rape Queen Amidala? Because apparently you could get away with that if you get them to sign it.
Yeah, right? I mean, but
A
these
treaty-
treaties don't make any fucking sense. They're like, sign the treaty.
Well, if it was the Japanese people raping them, they would have just blurred everything out when they recorded it.
At least the genitals.
Or they would have made her do some weird piss games or something
Or they
like that.
would've gotten
Or fucking
an
put her
octopus.
underwear in a fucking
That was-
vending machine.
That was Poongali's real job. He did tentacle porn before the Empire fell.
And Liam Neeson, he's just a greasy scumbag, dude. Like, he is the Big Lebowski of fucking Star Wars.
Right, because they end up getting to Naboo, and he's just like, okay, well, this seems sort of fucked, I guess, but we got a job to do, and I'm going to put everyone's life at risk.
Yeah.
Including this stupid fish face.
Yeah.
And
they have that nice little cool fight. I guess it was cool.
I mean, they're just walking up a hallway. This is...
No, that's the part. No, they show up.
Where?
All right. No, yeah, they show up and they just start fighting.
Well, yeah.
In the town plaza. Whatever
That's
the
what
fuck
I'm
that is. The fucking...
Well,
the mall outlet plaza, bro.
The Jedis, when they fight in this, like, at least in this movie, a lot of the fights are literally just them gaining territory. Like, just walking forward, doing Jedi
It's a game
shit.
of Risk.
It is. It's a fucking turn-based strategy, bro. You just keep moving forward, and I guess you win. I don't fucking know, but eventually they get fucking her, so that's cool.
They get
I
her,
guess.
yeah, and they leave in the chrome dildo.
And then I
then-
think Qui-Gon, the reason he started giving up was he was looking at the cast of characters they put around and was like, shit, we just got Jar Jar, and now we got Padme. This movie's about to suck.
And now to save the movie, we have to make droids the personalities.
Uh-oh.
That's when they see Jar Jar meet R2, which Jar Jar almost ruined R2-D2.
Jar Jar
One of the
did.
best characters in Star Wars.
How
Almost was ruined
Yeah.
because of Jar Jar. He was trying to sell him weed, and R2-D2 was like, dude, I'm a robot. I can't smoke weed.
But you
Jar-
can't program
I think
it.
that's what's really going on. Jar Jar was selling pot. In
Well, that's how
Gungan
he
City,
becomes
and they're not
a-
with that shit.
That's how he, like all good drug lords, he eventually becomes a politician.
He's a drug lord. That's what he is.
Yeah, he's a drug lord. That's why he got kicked out of his own city. They're like, Jar Jar.
He was selling a pound to his Mongolian friend, and he tripped and ruined the deal. But he still took the money. That's why he's trying to get killed.
He's like, Jar Jar, you killed too many little Gungans.
Right? And they have this cool, like, I like this scene, this suspenseful scene where the Trade Federation is trying to crash their planes into ships, sacrifice their people.
Well, I mean, it's not really a sacrifice because they're fucking droids.
They're shooting the chrome dildo. And they have all the droids come out and try and fix it. And R2-D2 is the one that saves the day, right? I actually sort of like that scene.
R2-D2 saves a lot of days in this one.
Yeah, and but the ship is conveniently
where it needs to be.
Yeah, it gets fucked up a little bit, and it needs to be repaired. And
oh yeah, so they have to go to Tatooine.
That's when they have to go to Tatooine, and they're sort of like, hey, it's a good idea. You know why? Because it's owned by the Hutts, who are the most biggest scumbags in the universe.
Apparently.
So that's a better place for the Queen to be. And the black dude's sort of like,
The Hutts are gangsters.
He's like, bro,
I bought weed from him fucking 2 years ago. Still been high.
He's like, that might be true, but no one that we know who's out to get us knows about this place.
Yeah.
He's like, our enemies are not on this planet.
Yeah, so they go to Tatooine, and
but they do have the chops.
That's when they show Darth Maul for the first time in projection, which is like the fourth time. Which is one of the 4 times you get to see him.
Right, because he's talking like he comes up behind the Emperor on the projection, right? Like some creepy, like rapey vibe shit going on there.
Yeah, and they're telling him that they fucked up, and when they see 2, he's like, "Oh, there are 2 of them now. We are regretting this bargain."
That ship was
like
too fucking shiny too. Like,
I don't know. And they all thank R2, and fucking Padme goes to jerk him off. She jerks off a droid, and that's when some more bullshit. Jar Jar Binks shit.
She's like, let me clean you. And that's why she's looking at Jar Jar like, I'll clean you.
She's going to have a threesome with Jar Jar and R2-D2.
That's why she was waxing off R2-D2. She's giving the signal to Jar Jar.
And my other question is, if he's not a Sith Lord, if Jar Jar is not a Sith Lord, everything is convenient. He's staying close as Jedi because he knows it's the only way he'll live.
Pretty much, yeah. He's a bitch.
Because isn't a point of Jedi to survive? You're supposed to survive.
Jar Jar's a snitch bitch.
So, I don't know. And then they feel something in the Force in Tatooine.
What did he call it? A convergence? No, that's fucking Thor.
Yeah, I sense a disturbing in the Force.
No, they actually call it something, though, when he's talking to Yoda. No, besides that, there's another thing, like, sort of like convergence, but he's like, there's a...
Disturbance.
No, it's not a disturbance. They say that all the time. He says something very specific when he's
I don't
talking
know
about
or
Anakin.
care.
And it sounds retarded.
And here's what I like about Tatooine. It feels like a set still. Like, it's not this CGI... You know.
Well, yeah, because we have sand.
Yeah.
We don't have we don't have the
I know, but
castle
I think that's
rooms.
where it benefits. That's why I like this shit better, especially the Tatooine shit, right? It's some grimy Middle Eastern shit. We could put it that way.
Yeah, well, I mean,
There's
they
a lot
live
of
in
flea
sand
markets.
houses, there's flea markets, there's people all wearing shawls and shit walking
There's
around.
only flea markets, is my point.
There's only flea markets, and half the shit's run down.
Yeah.
Like, they're riding... I was surprised that you didn't see, like, any Toyota motorcycles with fucking... like sidecars attached and shit.
And they're slaves. And they are slaves there.
Yeah. Although they don't, like, shout it out hella hard or really mention who or who's not a slave besides Anakin.
Yeah, and, like... then Watto.
Oh, God.
He's always moaning, too. He's always like...
Yeah, it looks like he's always standing
Well,
up.
because he's flying. So, of course, he's grunting. He has to make effort to go around.
Well, I guess I have this slave right here, and he'll go get you the parts you need.
Anakin, before I stick my finger in your ass, go get that T-14 hyperdrive. I don't take Republican credits, you fucking scumbag.
It's like, you can't tell if I'm a Jew, Arab, or a Southern American. I like it that way.
And
Look at the nose. What do you think?
and even Jar Jar, like I said, being a grimy person he's like, we used to get robbed.
Right?
And he just like walks around, thinks he could just eat something.
Yeah, he tries to steal. He tries to steal
No,
food.
he doesn't. He tries to eat it. Then the dude's like, you pay for that? And then Jar Jar's like, fuck that, bro. Spits it out. And that's when you meet Sebulba, right?
Yeah, and he funks
the
with
aborted
Sebulba.
fetus that lived.
That lived.
The aborted fetus that lived.
The boy who lived.
Order of opinion. Check out Harry Potter, episode 15 through 23. Yeah, but he fucking, you know, that's when pod racing gets brought up, right?
So, of course, the one guy.
Like, if you weren't a slave, I'd kill you.
He's like, so, of course, the one guy who has the part they need also has the one character they need to continue the story.
Yeah. Which is some bowl cut slave.
Some bowl cut slave who like is the only human who can pod race, and he's like, yeah, I build robots too. I do a lot of things. I'm smarter.
If I wasn't so good at building things, he would have raped me to death a long time ago.
He is Star Wars' Malcolm in the Middle. Hella talented and smart, but he just lives with scumbags.
I give you that.
That's great. And his biggest version of entertainment is almost killing himself racing.
Yeah. Or killing himself building the racer.
Which is damn near like almost kills Jar Jar. Gets shocked the shit out of him.
Yeah, because he just likes to put his tongue everywhere, especially Padme's pussy.
He gets the shit shocked out of him and his arm stuck in the pod
That's
racer.
probably what she liked about him when she first saw him.
Ooh, because she saw that
like,
tongue shootout?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, when they were... Because that's eventually they fucking hook up with Anakin and go to his fucking house and eat dinner with him and his weird...
Saves him from the sandstorm.
Because the...
As Obi-Wan's just chilling back like, dude, we've been in this chrome dildo forever. Yeah. And the guy's still like, they gangstas.
Right? He's in there, he's like, you want to play some dominoes, brother? Yeah, I guess.
I'll win every time, bro. But all right.
No, but yeah, so then he's talking. He's like, are you a Jedi? He's like, no, I killed one. I have a particular set of
Yeah,
skills.
how's that funny to an 8-year-old kid?
Well, it would have been to Django's
maybe
kid.
I killed one. Mm-hmm. Really, I just smoked this pot and it fell in this fucking handle and it created the lightsaber.
That's why they call it fire.
Why do you think my hair is this long, my boy? And what's up with Qui-Gon touching people? Everyone.
Because
he touched his
he
mom.
can touch everyone, right?
He's got that priesty feeling where he just like comes and touches your shoulder.
Well, he is a priest.
That's how you know he's a Jedi.
He's a Jedi priest. A Jedi Knight. I don't know, whatever you want to call them. They're gay.
Yeah, and so that's... Then you see Darth Maul finally say a line. He's like, find my master, I'll go
Yeah,
get
he's
them.
like, I will find them.
And so the Trade Federation can't find them, right? When all of their shit is Tamagotchis, Sony, and droids.
Oh my god, it's not a brand. But I agree with you.
And so Darth Sidious, who doesn't seem to really get that mad at anything that they do wrong.
Because it's all set up.
He's just like, I will send Darth Maul, my apprentice. And all Darth Maul does is show up with a droid. So, like, I mean, I get the Force probably led him to that point, but he did just use a droid. Like
just a little recon droid.
Yeah.
That's it. Well, I mean, apparently you see in the next one, too, that little recon droids are surprisingly effective in getting what you need done.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah.
So, but speaking of that, then, that you mentioned that, it's like, what if he set up, maybe not necessarily to die, but he set up all of this so that Darth Maul had to go kill Qui-Gon so that Obi-Wan had to raise Anakin because he knew Obi-Wan would fuck it up.
Bro, if that was the actual plan, this movie gets a 10.
Or at least the series.
The prequel series gets a 10.
Yeah.
And if Jar Jar is a Sith.
That would... But we'll never know because George Lucas can't fucking talk anymore because of his second chin expanding.
He only has enough one chin. Maybe he doesn't even trim his beard. Maybe it only grows on his first chin.
No, that's just the power of the Force, and he's strong in it.
Yeah, and Darth Maul goes to get them, right? And then they're having their fucking sit-down discussion with Annie
shows
and his
him
mom.
C-3PO too, right?
Yeah.
Dude, when they were in his room...
He shows C-3PO's naked little penis, robot penis.
Right.
And Padme and Anakin's relationship, if you're thinking Attack of the Clones is too much or too quick, you should sort of look at the statutory rapey vibe she's giving out.
Yeah,
like
she's like literally
too about this kid.
She's like that weird babysitter that was like 15.
I'm not a slave. I'm a boy who you want to rape.
Because he's like, what, 8?
Yeah.
7 or 8?
Yeah.
She's like 15.
Yeah. No, she's like 17.
She's like flirting with him. She's flirting with an 8.
Yes.
It's not like being like sort of like playfully fun. It's like it's grossly flirting with him.
Yeah.
That shit was gross. And what got me, this is not really a point of the plot, but you know those little plastic fucking scoop things that they come with the ball and you throw them at each other?
Yeah.
That they had one of those painted silver in the background of his room, like that was gonna trick me into thinking it was some sort of space age technology. Those fucking assholes. They painted a toy silver and made it look like it was important space shit.
That's crazy.
Fucking assholes.
And Anakin's like, it's funny. So when they're at the dinner table, Anakin's like sort of figuring shit out. right? Like he's telling them how he can pod race, and Qui-Gon's sort of like, dude, only Jedis can do that. Like, what's up with this kid, right? And Anakin's kind of calling him out on his shit. He's like, dude, like, for real, why are you here, though? Like, I know what's up. And Qui-Gon's like, all right, well, it seems I can't get anything past you, even though I just told you I killed a Jedi. So we're just going to tell you everything.
And then he's like...
No, here's why he tells me everything. Because Qui-Gon's tired of his shit, and he's like, you must be here to free the slaves.
He's like, nah, not at all.
Not at all, bro. I don't give a fuck about these Huttonies or your slave people.
And y'all aren't in the Federation, remember? So I really don't give a fuck.
We just need to get the fuck out of here. We need the money for our ship. And Anakin, after hearing that, still is like, Mom, can I help them? I'll pod race tomorrow. Me and my fucking midget Guido friend will fucking race each other on. Yeah. And I have some weird Indian friend, too.
Yeah, the little Indian boy. And that's what I don't get. You can use 2 children for actors, but you have to use a midget for the little Guido guy. You could have just used a kid. He's wearing a mask. He doesn't fucking say anything.
Yeah.
But this is where George Lucas...
And then this is where the Jesus allegories get thrown around.
Oh, God, yeah,
the mom's
no
like,
father.
They're like, he has to help you. He was meant to help you. He was born to help you.
And he's like, who was the father? And there wasn't one.
He was like, I don't know. There was some, like, Jedi spirit semens floating around.
Yeah, apparently.
Got in my pussy, apparently. I can't pee on the right toilet.
It sort of burns now.
First I was getting Huttonese herpes. Now I'm fucking getting Jedi midichlorians. What the fuck?
Yeah,
hey, and then she turns to the camera. She's like, George Lucas, can you stop making this shit up? Can I just fuck somebody?
She's like,
the Force was horny, apparently.
The midichlorians gave me the clap. Fucking assholes.
And slavery.
Yeah, they live within the clap cells. That's what they didn't actually tell you. And slavery. The Force can't stop slavery.
And then, like I said, so then Qui-Gon takes the next 3 minutes of the movie to contemplate about Anakin, about, is he the chosen one?
Yeah, he like takes a blood test. He's like, whoa, why'd you take my blood? He's like, I just need to see if you have a concussion, I guess. I don't fucking know.
And Obi-Wan's like, this is the most midichlorians we've seen since Yoda.
He's like, more than Master Yoda. He's like, well, yeah, Yoda's like 3 feet tall. How can he have that many? This kid's already taller than Yoda. Of course he has more. And
then, so he talks to his mom, and his mom's like, hey, are you going to, do something about it? He's special. Like, I haven't even had to have a dick yet. I'm not allowed to.
So
I have to fuck Watto for 30 years, and I fucking birthed this Jesus Jedi kid. Can you take him and fucking train him, please? That's what she was saying in her head. And Qui-Gon looks at her, who he should know what she's getting at, being a Jedi. He looks at her, he's like, dude, I didn't come here to free slaves. Let me fucking reiterate that one more time. I didn't come here to free slaves.
But this goes
so don't expect your ass to be free either, bitch.
This goes to show you, how sort of dumb Qui-Gon is, though, because he knows he has, the most midichlorians ever. And he sort of takes his word for it. He's like, all right, we're going to get our part by having him race for us. But I'm not really going to investigate how good of a racer he is at all. Or if he's ever finished a race before. Because they find that out. Yeah.
And he still makes the bet. Because he's a Jedi. But fuck the bet. He doesn't give a fuck about losing the ship. He doesn't care.
That's true. But that's when he has his little, finally moment of Qui-Gon humanity where he's like, all right, I'll bet for the boy, too.
Yeah.
With Guido? No, Watto.
Watto. Yeah.
God damn, there's too many fucking stupid
names.
He's
like, blue for the boy, red for the mother.
It's like, no part is worth 2 slaves.
I'll take no pussy over the help. I need the boy.
Let me scratch my 3 beard hairs.
Yeah, ew.
Oh, they made his hair really thick on his beard, too.
And the announcers are jackasses. Those guys were kind of funny.
I like playing hey guys, Jabba the Hutt. And good old Annie Skywalker, maybe he'll finish the race this time.
Yeah. And Sebulba's like, I'll win.
And Jabba the
Hutt. Look at my Amelia Earhart fucking goggles, yeah.
They make Jabba the for not having any personality, they sort of gave Jabba the Hutt a little personality in this one. He's just a fat, cruel slob.
This is how they start. This is how grimy this planet is. To start the pod race, he bites the head off some fucking creature and spits it at a gong. Just to imply the racism there.
I like how he's just sitting there, too, throughout the pod race, and there's, some little pet on his thing. He just flicks it off to kill it. And then he falls asleep during the pod race.
And like you said, there's an 8-year-old boy in this race, and there's sand raiders, what are they called? Tusken Raiders. Shooting pod races. People are dying.
People are blowing up, yeah. And yeah, they just drive by and shoot him, and they're all proud. And they're like, yeah, and even the Tusken Raiders are gonna be in this action.
I hope Anakin doesn't die this time.
Yeah, did you see Sabala sabotage
Yeah,
his
I hope
father?
next time he runs by, he runs over that midget Guido. Yeah. And then you got the other guy going,
And Jabba the Hutt
Yeah.
falls asleep. So a race, which lasted as long as it took
well,
for
he's
us
leaning
to...
out too. He's
That's
got
true.
that promo coding all in his shit.
Because with racing, that's what's cool about like a race in the movie, right?
Yeah.
If you're following one character throughout a race, that race is lasting as long as you're watching that one character, right? So 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Jabba the Hutt he fell asleep in 10 minutes. That's how fat of a fuck he is.
Yeah.
Is that why he has no legs? He had diabetes, had him fucking cut off, and now he has a tail? Takes naps every 30 seconds.
He has to like massage his folds.
Ugh.
So yeah, and
That was a cool scene, though.
Then you see, Anakin call him a slime ball again. Anakin's like
Slime-o.
slime ball, slime-o. And but like I said, give credit to the pod racing scene, dude. That
It was
a
cool.
dope scene. And you see Anakin doing dope shit.
Yeah,
dope shit.
It actually felt not real, obviously,
He
but
flips around.
it was cool.
He's in the air. It was a fucking enjoyable scene. Put it that way. And like I said, then they.
So they win their thing.
Yeah, they win.
And he gets Anakin and his...
He's like, it's not fair. You knew.
He's
I know
not
you've been
fair."
trying to do the Jedi mind tricks the whole time. Stop trying to rape me with your eyes.
But he gives it to him. Like,
You want this beeper? I'll throw it in for free. Let me keep the boy.
I got that silver bracelet. I'll give to you. Yeah, but
And
no.
then, okay, before we get into that. So Bulba says, poodoo.
Yeah.
As he don't. And then, like you said, they have a fart joke where Jar Jar says, Piusa!
Yeah. Yeah. It was
It's-
stupid.
Like I said, I just think I don't necessarily know if he thought it was going to be that bad once us as kids got older. Because as kids, most of the time, us as kids, not these more sophisticated kids.
Cats.
The kids that watch this now, I probably think it's retarded.
Yeah,
Like,
he
they
said
probably
voodoo.
But
That was
for us, we were like, oh, man.
Jar Jar made a fart joke.
Ooh, Darth Maul is
Yeah.
painted on horns. Yeah.
God, in Blu-ray, that looks terrible, too. But no,
So,
and
yeah, Jabba the Hutt's Action Bronson. He's going around fucking doing a Vice show. That's why he's
Vice
like, hey,
food
yo,
show.
man, check out Tatooine. We at the pod racing scene. You hit the fucking mic. We're at the pod racing scene. We just eating things and shooting it at gongs. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. He does the food, the Tatooine food show
Yeah.
where everything you eat is alive.
Yeah.
Does
So-
he eat a slave eventually? Does he
So,
get
yeah.
that hungry?
So Qui-Gon saves Anakin. He's like, it's funny the way he says it. He just comes in. He's like, Qui-Gon, you're no longer a slave. Now you
Right.
can do pipe rips with me, bro.
And I like how Obi-Wan looks at him. He's like, I have a feeling we picked up another pathetic life form.
And then Qui-Gon, yeah, it was a slave. He's like, oh, you motherfucker.
That's so Obi-Wan doesn't even like him from the get-go.
Yeah.
He's like, God damn it, another fucking drag-along.
So he takes him and he leaves his mom. And his mom kind of looked at him like, dude, you couldn't get me freed either. And Qui-Gon's like, nah, bitch.
And they leave
You're still under that
C-3PO
fucking
behind.
Middle Easterns fucking watch, you son of a bitch.
He's like,
And-
all right, Mom, bye.
And then he's like, Qui-Gon, I'm tired. And he falls like a bitch. He's like, get out. And then they have a dope little Darth Maul fight, right?
Yeah. And like he's like, what is that thing? He's like, I don't know, but it knows the Force well. It's like, what do you mean thing and it? It's obviously a person.
Well, is it?
Well, even the aliens are fucking. This is Star Wars. They're used to aliens. Like they know that it's a he or a she.
Okay.
Why are you calling
For
it
the next
an it?
thing, for my next thing, I have to say this. This was from my notes. It said, after Darth Maul and them fight and they escape, right? I put the Japanese are threatening Santa.
They do though. They come in and they're like,
Your queen is lost. Your people are starving. And you, Governor, are going to die much sooner than your people, I'm afraid.
your people will starve, and your fate's pretty fucking close too, you dick. No more presents for the kids now, huh?
And then after that, that's when Padme has a... That's a really funny note, by the way. Padme has a really weird, pervy moment with Anakin.
Yeah, she's like, oh, it's cold in space. He's like, I know, I'm used to the warmth. And he's like, well, let me warm you up in my pussy.
I love bowl cuts in my pussy.
I want to see the bowl cut you got down there in my pussy.
And then we meet the Jedi Council. which apparently tell Qui-Gon right in front of the kid that they sense much fear in him. Like,
Yeah.
just automatically doubting him. So, of course, the Attack of the Clones Anakin makes sense. He's been doubted since day one. So he's just trying to prove himself, essentially. Because they're like, here, dude, here's fucking ink blots. That proves you're a Jedi. Tell me what's on the ink blots. He's like, a pancake, a bong, my bowl cut. And then they're like, Yoda's like, it was lumpia, ponset.
Hello.
And Samuel Jackson's like, dude, I'm too black for these fucking notes.
He's like, the
I'm not
reason
reading
my
this.
lightsaber is purple is because that's where I keep my soda.
Why couldn't y'all just have me say motherfucker?
Dude, they like restricted him so much. That was so disappointing to even have Samuel L. Jackson in this movie.
Because he said some corny ass shit.
Corny ass shit.
And
it was just like rigid.
Yeah. And then that's when we get into to me, well, they get to Coruscant, right? This is where the Jedi Council apparently have their circle jerks, their private circle jerks.
Yeah.
It's in Coruscant. And it's funny to me because, we're talking about the Japanese and all that shit. And the Coruscant planet is in one big city.
One giant.
How much pollution they got going over there, bro?
Oh, it's Star Wars. I don't know.
So
Do they have better ways to control that shit? Who knows? Apparently, it doesn't seem like it because their technology looks like shit.
And then, like I said, this is the interesting part to me. Palpatine talks to Amidala about the political shit. She's like, I will not have my people die. I've been saying this for 5 scenes. I have seen no one die on Naboo yet, but everyone is dying.
And they have...
We need to figure it out. She sounds like fucking Anthony Jeselnik telling a joke.
Right? And how lazy is the Senate, though?
Right?
Like, straight up, they're like...
Well, because they have fucking E.T., Cookie Monster, and fucking...
But think about it. It's like they have no love for Naboo because they're not even willing to investigate if someone is actually attacking a planet. They're just like, no, they're not. It's fine. Shut the fuck up, you bitch. Stop coming to us and
You
being
look like
monotone.
fucking Moulin Rouge. Get the fuck out of here.
No one, Amidala, no one actually required you to wear that makeup. You made that choice. That is not tradition.
And all the while, Qui-Gon is pleading his case to the Jedi Council. He's like, dude, I'm in the field. You guys are sitting here in your egg circle jerking like you're fucking Men in Black or some shit.
You're right.
And this kid was born from midi-chlorians, motherfucker. He was born from it. There's got to be something up with that shit.
I like, too, how Obi-Wan, he says about Obi-Wan. He's like, look, he's ready. He might fucking suck and be an idiot, but this kid is way more promising as a student.
Yeah, that's what Qui-Gon basically said. He's like, all right, dude, I think I've trained Obi-Wan enough. He kind of sucks. He's a good lightsaber battler. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
He doesn't know shit or how to do anything yet.
He doesn't get the living force. He gets like the theory of the force, but he sucks at using it.
And he doesn't save anybody because he can't even get through red walls to save my ass. So he's fine. He's gonna be a fucking mediocre Jedi.
Like most of
Let
us.
me take over this kid. I'll train him myself. This is the one I want. This is the real Padawan I want to
And if
raise.
anything, shouldn't have Yoda trained him?
Right? Well, he's a lazy fuck.
Yoda, well, he can't even
remember
walk half the time.
Dooku fucking took all of his family fucking Filipino party food one time.
He did
Got
not like
pissed off.
that.
Got real
He
pissed
took
off.
the
Don't
piñata, bro.
take his white rice or his fucking roasted pig.
Fucking adobe.
And Palpatine fucking sticking his nose everywhere.
Is that what you put?
I didn't. Sticking his nose everywhere is like manipulates Amidala because she's a dumb cunt. Right?
Well, he's like, well, if the Chancellor sucks, we can apparently vote a new one in within 30 seconds because that's how Star Wars works.
We just got to create this treaty, bro.
He's like, yeah, let's make another treaty. We'll let's write it up. Right? I got the treaties right here. Don't worry. You just got to sign the treaty.
Yeah.
Like in every movie, you just got to sign it.
Yeah. We'll just get ET, man. He got us. He fucking rode that bike up here. And we just got to give the Cookie Monsters some fucking Oreos and we're good. We'll get all the votes.
We got fucking walking fish Elmo over here. We're fucking. He'll do something later eventually. But
and all the while, they're smelling the boy's fear. They're like, rape you I can't. It's fear I smell.
They just go up to his head and smell it. He's like, still smells like a boy he does.
And all that, while that's going on, Amidala finally speaks up. She has a moment of power,
And she's like, fuck this
my people are
shit.
dying. Still yet to be seen. My people are dying. The longer, bigger, bushier my hair gets, that means the more people are dead. And then the Chancellor's like, dude, what do you want me to do? I just need some hair on. I'll think it out.
Yeah, the Chancellor's like, dude, I don't know what you want. You know how many fucking planets there are, lady? You know how many
see all these
fucking
floatable
people?
fucking circle things?
Yeah, look at this. There's hundreds, if not thousands, of other planets. And you're worried about some fish dudes coming and taking you over?
Handle that shit yourself.
Y'all don't got defenses?
And the black guy's still like, they gangsters.
The gangs. That's right. But no, and then all you have to do to get your leader kicked out is call one person.
One person.
To call for a vote.
Well, and like we said last episode, it's a fucking voice meter.
Yeah, they just cheer.
Yeah!
Okay.
Oh, all right, he's out.
They're at 90%, he's out.
Where's that guy with the big nose? I'm not implying anything. Let's get real. Dude, he's an evil Jew.
I like when he comes back, though.
Jew.
He's like, they have put mine up a pleasant surprise. And then he starts talking.
We're talking about Palpatine.
Palpatine, yeah. Right. He's like, a pleasant surprise. And he starts talking about how he like sort of doesn't even want it. And then at the end, he's like, I will be Chancellor.
Yeah.
And she's like, you know what, dude? I fucking think the system's rigged. Even though I guess I voted you in and then had this thought after, I'm going the fuck home. And he's like, no, you can't go home, you fucking idiot. They're going to kill you.
She's like, I obviously don't believe in the Republic anymore, even though I did exactly like what you told me to do, and it worked. So I don't...
She's like, she's like, I'll take the 2 Jedi with me. And he's like, the fuck you will.
She's like, Sony's taking over all of our companies. This is bullshit.
They got Gundams, motherfucker.
I have PS4s. I ordered Xboxes for everyone, not PS4s.
I only support America.
They had a fucking trade blockade.
We're on the PS4
In
network.
case you kids don't understand that means we can't get shit from them.
It's like
a trade blockade in a kids movie.
This bitch. I feel like I'm Castro.
Yeah. And then, so they show back up to Naboo, and that's when Jar Jar is
first
handy.
they tell them that little boy's going to be trained.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, all right, dude, well,
no, they don't. They just said they'll look at it another time. And
oh, that's right. They're like...
That's my thing is, like, all that happens. Qui-Gon dies, who's clearly the more experienced Jedi. And I'm just skipping to the end. Fuck it. We could talk about the end, whatever. But they tell him we'll think about it when all this bullshit's done. Hopefully when all these Japanese people go away. And Yoda's like, well, we'll train him when he comes back, right? Or we'll think about it. We'll think about training him when he comes back. Then when he comes back, all that gets thrown out the window. Obi-Wan just kind of yokes Yoda. He's like, I will train him.
Well, no, like Yoda says that the council voted him in, but he personally thought it was bullshit.
Yeah.
Which I don't get.
Jedis don't. Apparently they show that, yes, you can become a Jedi, and Jedi are so scared that you'll leave with their knowledge that they're just gonna like let you do whatever you want and just hope that you're smart enough to like live by those rules.
I don't get what they're...
Because how many times have Jedis turned Sith and that becomes worse?
Well, how
many times?
And they're like, oh, well, he's too old. It's like, well, how do you know from a 5-year-old that he's not gonna end up being a bad guy?
They called it.
What if one of your daddy priests fucking touches him when his little boy sleep?
Which would be Yoda.
Which would
be
everybody. Well, Yoda damn near a little boy too.
That's why he's always staying around the academy. So you get some, recruiting some nice, good boys.
The younglings. Touch me they must.
So then they show up to Naboo, and that's when Padme's like, hey, can you make this movie shittier? Take us to the Gungan city, and we need their fucking army. And they're not there.
That's when they see fucking Daddy Big Boss Nas.
Yeah, they're in a sacred place, which is ancient ruins.
That's
right?
funny. Dude, and this was...
they're not the Mayans.
This was the dumbest thing to me, was Padme's plea to them. The imposter queen
I beg
comes
of you.
out.
And she somehow still has monotone.
Yeah,
right?
the imposter queen comes out, and then halfway through her speech, like, because the dude seems unimpressed, then Padme comes out and is like, no, I'm the queen. Why would that change his mind? Who, in his eyes, you're just 2 fucking bitches that look exactly the same. Who does he care which one of you is actually the queen?
Right.
And then they kneel, and the one dude's like, you, sir, think you're no better than the Gungans? We like that.
And just to speak on that scene, you guys watch that scene and pause it as they're kneeling.
Yeah, look at their feet.
The scene cuts back to everybody kneeling. Look at the CGI on the ground and the Gungan CGI.
Yeah,
and that has, honestly, that is the worst CGI I have ever seen in a movie from the 2000s. I'd rather watch The Incredible Bulk.
Yeah. Right? And then they
the CGI on that was garbage.
Like, they're not even, like, they look like they're just floating.
Look, pause that scene and look at the ground. The motherfucker couldn't even make good CGI ground. It's the ground. Oh my God.
Then it cuts to Darth Maul and he doesn't say shit. And then it cuts back to them. Because Jar Jar's a general now.
Yeah. Well, they got the Gungan army, right?
The Great Gungan army. And they're like, dude, you know...
And of course they sacrifice them.
That's like what they tell them straight up. They're like, dude, y'all don't have guns. You're probably going to take some heavy losses.
And I wonder what else that has to do with French Indian War. But, yeah, so yeah, they did all that, right?
The Gungan fighting was probably... Let's just break... Because the end gets really choppy, so let's just break it up into each
let's break
category.
it down where the plan is to get the Viceroy. That's essentially the plan.
Amidala's plan.
Yeah, to get the Viceroy.
Jedi's plan.
And...
To blow up their ship or something?
To get them to stop.
Do something to the ship.
Whatever. Who cares, right?
And then the Gungans are supposed to...
They were going to have them roll them some spectacular sushi and then leave.
Well, they're going to have them roll some spectacular joints, too.
So that's what happens.
So they were supposed to distract the droids. The humans, the more important people, a race, I guess in Star Wars land, is supposed to go on the safer mission. And the
more low-key mission.
No, it was supposed to be but...
And Sidious is kind of like shocked by this, right? He's sort of like, whoa, this is like aggressive for that cunt. Wipe him out. Wipe them the fuck out then. So.
And even, I like how, too, when the Jedis are, like, going off, when they're, like, flashing their laser pointers to show signs that they're ready. And then they blow up the tank. This is what's stupid to me. They have the speeder. They blow up one tank.
Right.
Out of 5 tanks. They blow up one tank, which apparently they can do in one shot.
Yeah.
They don't bother to stay there and shoot the rest of the fucking tanks, even though it shows the tanks now activate and get up and chase that speeder.
Right?
Y'all are idiots. That's why you guys got your
weird.
fucking planet taken over, is because you have shitty military strategy and planes that suck. Because they find out later their planes are too fucking weak.
That's true.
And they're flying little seaman planes out in the sky that look like goddamn manta rays flying around. And it's what, like 8? How did any of those pilots survive? There's like 8 of them and 1 million fucking droid planes.
That's true.
Were they playing like Battlefront against the AI on easy? Was that what was going on there?
I think he was trying to make it look more like harder than it was, the mission. Because, we'll get to that, right? So they show up, and they're going to get the Viceroy, and that's when Darth Maul shows up.
So then they separate. Again, they chop it up again and separate.
Like, you've made this point. Maybe he could have blocked all these, but if there's like 20 of those motherfuckers, as soon as he opens that door, wouldn't you just cap?
I would start firing immediately. I wouldn't have even waited for anyone to say
And then
shit.
let the Jedis run in. Then run away. You know?
Because they show that in the next movie, that Jedis can be killed with lasers. Not all of them are that good.
Yeah, so, I would have at least attempted that. But either way. And it's funny because Qui-Gon, before all this happens, right before, tells Anakin, hey, just stay close to me. You'll be fine. The first chance he gets when he sees Darth Maul, he tells Anakin to go in the cockpit and stay there.
Wait, just stay put.
And of course, Anakin, already being a defiant fuck, tries to help, and he does help. He blasts some droidicas, and he
flies away.
And he flies away into his mission.
The shitty manner.
And then that's when you start seeing all the choppiness of the action scenes. But I sort of liked it though.
Because now it's being divided into 4 different action scenes. It's a flying scene, a lightsaber scene, an espionage scene, and a war scene.
Yeah.
All being cut in at once to the point where it's like, holy fuck, it's like overloading your senses to where you can't even really enjoy one or the other.
To an extent.
Because every time I started to really dig in the Darth Maul scene, they cut away to some stupid fucking Gungans being racist somewhere.
Jar Jar, grab the ball!
Duh, that's some big boomers!
And let's just make it this clear. I'm not going to talk about the Gungan scene. Or eliminating that. The only thing that was funny was Jar Jar was just like going around like fucking shit.
Causing rambunction, dude. Just
causing major rambunction. Some Busta Rhymes shit.
He was being Busta Rhymes.
And
the fat Gungan sort of looks like Busta Rhymes.
Yeah, he did. That's racist.
That's not racist. Busta Rhymes. No, that's not racist. Busta Rhymes just that ugly.
And like I said, Anakin already defined shit, so he goes fly out. So the Darth Maul, Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan.
I wish this was just
great.
Like one
I just
or
wish
two
that was
scenes.
the whole scene,
or an extended version of it. More
was
fighting
dope.
because
dope.
you didn't get a lot of the 2-on-2 or the 2-on-1 fighting.
Yeah,
it gets split up real quick.
Well, because Obi-Wan sucks.
Yeah. Well, no. Apparently Qui-Gon sucks, and Obi-Wan's raw.
Obi-Wan's raw when he gets pissed.
Yeah.
Because Obi-Wan was getting his ass kicked and then couldn't even get to the fight because he's slower.
Yeah, but he has.
And I like that part
mad
where they all get trapped in the laser doors. Qui-Gon's like, let me take this chance to meditate.
And fucking
Let me think about that boy.
Darth Maul's walking back and forth, just staring him down like a
dude. You gotta like Darth Maul.
He's cool.
He's a grimy motherfucker. He's a grimy motherfucker.
What's his face?
And he's doing some cool ass shit that you don't see Jedis do. He's athletic. He's doing kicks. He's doing flips that look like real flips. He presents himself with his hands.
He can defend from all sides.
He can defend from all sides. He has a double-sided dildo that he fights with. It's just great. It's a fucking good scene.
I think the double-sided lightsaber was cool, but what's weird is when he gets it cut in half, it actually like his
still
fighting
works.
is like his fighting with a regular lightsaber.
It shouldn't work anymore.
Raw.
But it shouldn't work anymore.
Well, that I'm not going to argue that.
Yeah.
But his actual choreography with the one lightsaber was sick. It was as sick as with the dual lightsaber.
And I guess what was stupid of him is he does this great move, kills Qui-Gon, right?
Yeah.
I guess what his stupid move was when he fucked up Obi-Wan, why didn't he just try and use the Force to get Obi-Wan off the thing?
Push him down?
Yeah, instead of like being a jackass, just like swiping his lightsaber like
yeah, he's trying to make the sparks like hit him in the eyes or something.
Like one of his horns fell off his head. He's like, oh, George Lucas, it was shitty glue. And he's just swinging around. And then Anakin, being the person he is, being the fucking bowl cut dumb slave he is.
Yeah.
He's just pressing buttons.
Yeah, and he's randomly good at flying.
Yeah. Well, he did say he was a pilot.
Well, he's a speeder pilot.
And he's obviously a bullshitter, too, because he just bullshits about everything.
Yeah,
and leaves the details out of it.
Because
remember, he was bragging about pod racing.
Yeah.
But then he never finished the race.
Yeah, it's the same thing with flying, too. He's like, oh, is that this, and that? And the dude's like, yeah, you're a quick learner. But then when he's actually in the plane, he's like, I don't fucking know what the trigger
is. I'm just going to flip shit around.
He's like, oh, is this the trigger to fire the gun? Nope, that's the ignition button. Maybe it's the thing that's shaped like a trigger.
And so he gets shot and conveniently lands in the place that he needs to be where he got shot. Gets his plane to work by fucking flicking things around. Again. And then he's like, hey, what's this? And shoots fucking two torpedo balls, which conveniently hits the exact part that will destroy the whole control ship. And then the super Asian guy that has no eyes is like, oh no, and they fucking all explode.
Dude, so that, when he shoots that made me think, like, because it's sort of shaped similar. It's like, did he remember that for like 10 years, and that's what he told Obi-Wan in Attack of the Clones when they're shooting the other ships? He's like, no, that spot right the fuck there. I know. I've done it.
Right? That's true. So like I said, we're not talking about the Gungan shit. Padme, the espionage scene.
That actually played out well. I like it because she actually gets caught.
Oh, so hold on. Before you get into that, Anakin destroyed the droids.
Yeah, so they're all fucking dying.
With that lucky ass shot. And everyone's like, who's that? It was let alone it's a fucking 8-year-old.
Yeah! And again, another fat guy gets blown up first in the sky. Yeah, but
so the espionage scene.
The espionage was sick. The only thing I really didn't like was the grappling hook part of it was sort of corny. It was like something out of like a shitty like
them
kids
shooting
spy
droids
movie.
Was corny, dude.
Them shooting droids was corny, but the part I did like was where they go in and she gets arrested, like right surrounded, and they're like, oh fuck, we're fucked. And then the one time the decoy actually works is she pops in and distracts them.
Well, that was the plan.
Yeah, she pulls the gats out of the fucking chair.
And she trips.
Yeah, she does trip in that
If you guys watch that shit, play it in slow-mo, she fucking trips. She slips.
Then she claps them and she's like, y'all are the arrested one. You're going to my internment camp, motherfucker.
Yeah. Yeah, so, like you said, so Darth Maul's fucking around, and Obi-Wan does an incredible flip and slices his ass in half.
Which I didn't realize there was blood.
There was blood. Yeah.
Did they add that?
I don't know.
I feel like that's something they added, because why would blood come out?
I don't know. So they get Viceroy, and it's all over, and then they have their celebration scene with the jungle celebration, and the Gungans getting the lightning bolt. Which apparently that's all Gungans need is energy.
Energy, horns, and giant things to put drums on.
And then we get into the scene about Obi-Wan saying he'll train Anakin. And
yeah, because Yoda's like, I don't...
Fine. You must stick up ass.
I don't agree with this. You're an idiot. Qui-Gon was an idiot. This kid's an idiot. I'm going to go live in a swamp. Fuck you. I'm going to go steal from a pothead in 30 years.
And that's the end.
That is the end. But what I will say, because this is just one thing that stuck out to me, is when Darth Maul's falling, I like how he's real until he breaks in half, and then he's incredibly CGI'd. Like, right? He's a real actor, and then they break in half. They didn't bother to blue screen.
And then they burn Qui-Gon.
Yeah.
And Samuel Jackson's like, there are two of them,
motherfucker.
And Yoda's like, 2 of them, there always are. That's my problem right there with this
They have
fucking
to
movie.
set it up like that.
It has to be some sci-fi convenient add addition to the story just so that there's a rule.
Yeah.
Like, why did you have to add? You could have just implied it. There's no fucking reason that you had to, like, explain it to make it the rule.
Other than to restrict themselves.
That makes it sound gay.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're burning Qui-Gon, and fucking Anakin now has a rat tail. And Jar Jar's standing a little too close to Palpatine.
Well, Jar Jar ends up sucking Palpatine's dick in the next movie.
He sucks a lot of his dick.
But that's because, like,
Palpatine saw those fucking lips. And
well,
he's like,
Palpatine's the one who fronted him the pounds.
The tongue.
So he was like, I'll suck you off for a
He could tongue
couple...
his saggy-ass old balls.
He's like, I'll suck you off for a couple pounds of that chronic, Palpatine.
So, yeah, that's why I gave it the score I did. It was number 6 on my list. I gave it a 4. Check out episode 25 for my Attack of the Clones, which is number 7 on my list, and I gave it a 3.6.
Mine's
that movie was garbage.
Mine's a little flip-flopped. This would be my number 7. I gave it a 3, and Attack of the Clones is my number 6. I gave it a 4.
Right, yeah, that's like I said. So, it was better than Attack of the... I just rather watch it.
I don't think I'll ever watch it.
I'm never watching either one of these movies.
No, terrible. I might actually go fight George Lucas.
I'd rather watch George Lucas's double chin jiggle around than these 2 movies.
We do get to see it every time we watch Jabba the Hutt.
So, yeah, subscribe to our shit. All right? On iTunes. You could leave us some fucking comments, too. Review, rate, all that good shit. You can comment us on SoundCloud. We're probably not going to read the SoundCloud
But just
one,
remember, if you do that, we're not here to free any fucking slaves.
Yeah, well, and also, I wanted to speak on this, too. Don't feel like you have to listen to this right away. We're setting it up as like an audio book, right? So just go through the series, go through our Harry Potter series, go through our Marvel series, go through our Star Wars series. Don't feel like you have to listen to it this day.
Yeah, we're not a pop culture podcast. You're not going to run out of time. It's not going to be irrelevant.
Yeah.
The movies will always be there. The episodes will always be there. Take your fucking time and watch the movie, then listen to the episode.
Yeah. And all of our contact information's in the fucking descriptions. Our release schedules are on Twitter for all the episodes and on Facebook. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. Tell us some good shit. Tell us what you think about these whack-ass movies, especially these fucking
they're
whack-ass
fucking whack.
too.
And like with this one, I mean, it's so fucking whack. It's literally so fucking whack that you there was nothing good about it.
Yeah.
I mean, in my opinion, besides like Darth Maul and the Potter is in 2 fucking things. You know how many fucking scenes this movie has? Like 45.
Yeah.
45 fucking scenes and you got 2 good ones? You guys do the math on that and you tell me what fucking percentage it actually deserves.
Well, those things are long, though.
Yeah.
And like I said, I don't personally mind the political debate shit. I'll take that over love. That's just me.
I will.
And I'll take the statutory rapey vibe over the actual rapey vibe.
I'll take take the floppy dildo C-3PO over the sort of dirty C-3PO.
So if you guys have any opinions, shout us out on Twitter at Order of Opinion. Like I said, it's in all the descriptions. Please tell us how trash this movie is or how trash we are. And that's my